Ben Stiller said that he found the guy who did the opening sequence on Severance just on Instagram. And it's a guy that I already followed because I remember he did an animation and then he got it featured in one of those kind of aggregate accounts. I think it was like Between Mirrors. And that blew up his account and that got him in front of Ben Stiller and that got him Severance, which is probably going to get him just any opportunity that he wants at this point. But it was probably a hustle for him to get Between Mirrors or any of those accounts to feature him. Like there's still work that needs to be done. Between Mirrors isn't just following every animator and every designer and picking things out. They don't know that they exist either.
That's right. And today, I feel like, and to tie it back together with one of the questions you asked earlier, which is you're probably 2 or 3 people away from who you need to know that's going to change your life. It's only 2 or 3 degrees of separation, with apologies to Kevin Bacon. It's only 2 or 3. And so within your network, there's someone who knows someone who can get things done. And I've experienced this many times over, both as a service professional and as a content creator.
What would you say to folks who are earlier on in their journey who know that part of the magic is building relationships in the content realm and doing collaboration? What type of exercises or encouragement would you give them for building relationships in the earlier stages when they don't have a ton to offer yet?
Okay, I have a clue on how to do this because I've seen it done wrong so many different ways. Please do not reach out to people and say, I'd like to work with you. That's nebulous. I don't know you. I don't trust you. Why would I do this? And I don't have the time to look into this. Your whole point of working with someone, whether it's a more experienced artist or a person who's got a bigger following or potentially a client, is you have to figure out how you can be of use to them. Don't ask them to figure that out. And this requires work. It means that you have to go through their feed. You have to consume their content and say, oh, okay. Like, for example, Jay, you produce a podcast, right? Perhaps I'm listening to it. I'm like, you know what? I think Jay needs some really cool, hip music to underscore the stories that he's telling. Let's just say. And I happen to be a composer. So rather than reach out to you, yo, bro, I love your podcast. Let's do something. Let's collab. You're probably sitting there like, and then the worst thing that you can do is say, hey, let's get on a call. Let's schedule a call. I was like, let's have a meeting. I don't know about you. I'm really busy these days and I'm not going to take a meeting because I've learned that many of these meetings are a complete waste of my time. They're just there to pitch and sell me something and there's no relationship. So rather than do that, just say like, hey, Jay, I listened to episode 42 and there was something that was really touching and I had an emotional connection to the story that was being told. And I wrote a piece of music and I just happened to cut it back into it. This is just my gift for you to listen to. If you find this to be interesting, of value, I'd love to talk to you about how I can help you with more music. This doesn't have to be an exchange of money. Are you open to the idea? Now, I just made that up on the fly, but imagine that you got that message, Jay. Would you be willing at least to consider talking to this person?
For sure. And you just framed it in the way you're talking about earlier in this conversation, which wasn't like, hey, Jay, your podcast is missing good music design or sound design. So here's what you should do. It was, I listened to this episode. There was this touching moment. Imagine now that same moment underscored by this. You went the positive opportunity route, which again, also is such a better foot to start on. So yeah, absolutely. When you make the fidelity that much higher, where you lower the bar to me just saying yes to something or no, as opposed to, having to connect the dots and imagine what working with you could be like, of course I'm going to consider that.
Yeah. So there's a general rule here. Don't say it, show it. Show me the money. Show me the proof. Take that. And there's another expression, which is close the imagination gap. So don't say, imagine what it'd be like to work with me. Imagine all these things. Just prove it to me. And here's the one of the clearest examples I can give. If you're an email marketing copywriter, and if your email marketing sucks when you're trying to sell to me, I'm deleting you right away. And so I find that the people who can write in ways, I'm like, whoa, you got my attention. And then at the bottom, it's like, did I get you to read to the bottom, Chris? If I did, imagine now what I can do for you. They demonstrate it. They prove it, right? Don't write in, I'm an amazing email marketing copywriter that gets 80% conversions. I don't believe you. I'm deleting this because I'm not reading the next sentence. It's not compelling to me at all.